Hey man, say man, it's your boy DJ back at it again with another video. So we already did 50 through 26 on my top 50 NBA players. So now it's time to do 1 through 25, 25 through 1. If you haven't seen the video prior, uh, check down in the link in the description, and it will be in there. But let's go ahead and get to it. All right. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. Let me set up. All right. All right. Number 26 on my list. I have. 25. I'm sorry. Zingy. Gotta have Zingy. Zingy. Stretch 4 or 5. I mean, the dude is 7'2", 7'3", can shoot the ball, can move on the defensive end. He's come back pretty well, and I believe that once he kind of gets back into shape, into playing shape, he will help Luka. Just the Mavs will be a threat, so be on the watch, be on the lookout for the Mavs. Ahead of him at 24, I got Ice Trey. Why is that picture so small? I don't know what happened with that. But yeah, I got Ice Trey at 24. My bad about that. But yeah, I mean, he's done well with the Hawks, and you really can't say much about him. I mean, he's doing what he has to do. He's taking another step within his game. Could possibly be another All-Star again. So he's got to be up there, one of the top 25 players in the game. Baby Steph Curry. 23, I have Ben Simmons. Y'all can say what you want. I know the man can't shoot, but there's so much potential there that it's kind of hard to overlook because he does everything else that you want him to do. You know what I'm saying? You can pass, you can shoot, you can defend. Your best player. He's 6'10", 6'10 and a half, 6'9 and a half, something like that. He can do it all. As soon as he gets the confidence to shoot, Philly will be very, very, very dangerous, man. They're scary too, man. They're scary. So Ben Simmons, 23, get a jump shot. He could get a little higher on the list. Ahead of him, I have Donovan Mitchell, Spider. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, one of those players. He's doing it in the West too. He's making strides, and I just think he's a baller, man. He's a beast. Like the Jazz are kind of like a middle of the team, middle of the playoff like seeding type of team, but I mean Mitchell's doing his part, man. Mitchell's game is just so smooth. I'm a big fan of it. Baby D Wade, baby D Wade. 21. I have Booker. I mean, come on, man. Like, the dude can shoot. He has talent. He's just always been on crappy Suns teams. So I'm very happy that he now has Chris Paul. You know what I'm saying? Like, he has Chris Paul, and now we can really get to see what he can do when it comes to those big moments. I do think he's a little bit of a drama queen because he doesn't want to be double teamed and pick up basketball. But that's another story for another day. D-Book, you made my top 25. Top 20, a little bit better than him. This man right here, Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal just wants the ball, man. He's a tremendous player, tremendous talent. One of the first players to, like, average, 25 or 30 or some crazy number and not make a all NBA team, I think it was. Or was it the All-Star team? It was something crazy. It's like some type of first heard stat. Like, he's just putting up numbers, but the Wizards kind of suck. And they're kind of trash. And it sucks for him, man, because I just know this man wants the ball and play winning basketball. He didn't get to play with John Wall, and he actually wanted to stay and play with him, but I don't know what went wrong over the last 2-ish months or whatever. But John got on up out of there. So and they've had a little bit of injuries and stuff, so they haven't started the season the way that I think people kind of expected them to. But we're only like 10, 12 games into the season. So although their record isn't all that, give them like 3 wins and they're back in the playoff seed. So it's kind of still too early to give up on them. But if they do, I hope Bradley Beal gets traded to like the Heat, or I think he'd even be satisfied with somewhere like San Antonio where he could just make the playoffs finally. You know what I'm saying? Because it's been a couple of years now. Um, but yeah, I hope he gets. Me personally, I hope he gets traded to the Heat or maybe even to like the Warriors or something for Andrew Wiggins or something of that nature. But enough with that. Bradley Beal is in my top 20. Above him, I have one of the best point guards in the game still. He's older, but he still proves that he has tremendous impact, and that is Chris Paul. He's going to go down as he could possibly go down as the best player to never get a championship ring. I mean, I don't know if that's like a hot take or anything, but I mean, he really shows his value. The advanced analytics says that he is one of the most uh, I forget what it was. Like it wasn't clutch, but like winningest percentage or something of like some type of era. Can't really remember right now, but either way, like he gets the job done, man. He just has never been. I mean, he came close, but that boy's hamstrings is something else. So hopefully his hamstrings can hold up. But anywhere he goes, he turns that franchise into the winner. And as you see, the Suns are definitely competitive, and they're in the playoffs standings as of right now. So CP3, 19. A little bit ahead of him, we have Klay Thompson, man. Klay Thompson is one of the most uh, low maintenance superstars in the game. He's really low maintenance, kind of just does the job, plays both ends of the floor. Sucks that he tore his ACL. Was really hoping to see him out there with the New Look Warriors this year, but I know next year they will be a major threat in the West, probably a top three-ish seed, probably. Just seeing how how the Warriors will end up this year. They may be like a 6 seed. So I mean, you add Klay Thompson to that. There's no reason why you'd think that they wouldn't be, at least a 4 seed. Uh, but hey, who knows? Who knows? Klay Thompson, though, tremendous talent, uh, and I can't wait to see him back on the floor for the Warriors. Number 17, I have Cat Williams, man. Did I say Cat Williams? I really said Cat Williams. Yo, I'm not editing that out. I don't care. I do not care. My bad, Carl Anthony Towns. But like real serious though, man. Like hopefully this pandemic has really hit uh the Towns family really hard. So prayers for him and his family, man. And he just got COVID himself. So hopefully I wish him a speedy, speedy recovery. But I mean, as far as his game, he has all the potential in the world. He has the finesse. He kind of can get down there. He has the size. True big talent. And we're just kind of waiting for him to like really, I don't know if it's a mentality thing, but like he has a skill. He has a skill. So with that being said, it's undeniable that he's, you know, depending on what you guys, I think he's top at least 20. He doesn't fall too much lower. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, shout out to Cat. And prayers for him as he recovers through COVID. Boom. 16. I have Jason Tatum just outside of my top 15. Jason Tatum he's taking steps again this year, man. Another heavier load now that Gordon Hayward is off the squad. So it's time for him to step up more. He has what has he done this season? I think this season he's hit like 2 game winners or something like that. So he's prepared, man. He's prepared. He's definitely the future of the NBA is definitely in good hands with this kid, man. He got it. He got it. He gonna be there. very soon, I expect the Celtics to make that push to go to the finals um, in the next few years. Man, they're this close. A little bit more time with him and Jalen Brown developing with Marcus Smart. Um, they're gonna do some things. That's a nice little core that they have. 15, top 15. Blah, blah, blah. Russ may be a little controversial because he's not really fitting in with the squad that he's on in Washington, and they're not performing the way that they should be performing. But I think it has to do a lot with the personnel issues. Um, at the end of the day, I think like his first couple games, he did put up the triple doubles is normal, but they're just not translating into wins. But that doesn't mean that the talent still isn't there. Yes, the athleticism is going down a bit, and his efficiency is really what's holding him back. But as far as the skill, as far as the will, the determination is there, and I just don't see him. I'd rather have that type of player on my team, and I know he's maybe one or two people beneath him will beat him 1-on-1, but he's busting everybody ass that's underneath him. So yeah, 14. I got Jokic. I got the Joker. He just plays winning basketball. He has every European big man. Excuse me. Um, yeah, he has everything kind of like he has. He's just fundamental. You know what I'm saying? My bad. He's just fundamental and like he does everything well. He's lost the weight and he looks really, 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 really good out there. So yeah, yeah. Joker number 14. 13. I have Kyrie Irving, Uncle Drew. Uh, it's gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be interesting. I can't wait to see Kyrie, KD, and James Harden all on the floor together. It is going to be a treat. Oh man. I mean, this dude is one of the most skilled players to ever touch the basketball. But we're gonna see how they all mesh together. I hope that they can mesh pretty well. I'd love to see them get to the finals and face whoever comes out of the West. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, I'm a Clippers fan, so I hope it's against my Clippers, but it could be against the Lakers as well. So yeah, Kyrie, Uncle Drew, number 13, man. Number 12, I have Joel. Trust the process. Embiid, man. Uh, I just love the way that he plays. He can be dominant down low. There's not a lot of dominant big men in the game that play like Joel Embiid. And because Ben Simmons couldn't shoot, Joel Embiid had to be the one to develop somewhat of a touch from the 3-point line. It can't get better. He does get a little 3-point happy, but he has to do it because Ben Simmons won't shoot 3-pointers. So it's just gonna be like that. But trust the process, man. Joel Embiid, he has all the talent, he has all the charisma. Expect him to do a bunch of recruiting, especially if the Nets start dominating the next couple of years. But Joel Embiid. All right, number 11. I have my favorite player, which y'all love to hate on. PG-13, man. Playoff P. Got to do better in the playoffs, but you guys really can't say that this guy isn't one of the top 15 players in the league, man. Like he has all the talent, the skill, the size. One of the best two-way players in the game, probably. Especially two-way wings. Probably top 3. I'd probably put him top 3. Two-way players and two-way wings in the league, really. This year he is killing it, and I expect him to get higher. At least 3-ish spots maybe higher by when it's all said and done. But he's playing on an MVP caliber type level, averaging crazy numbers like 25, um, and like, but his shooting is like 54% from the field and 51% from the 3-point line. Like that's bonkers. That's unheard of. You know what I'm saying? PG is really stepping his game up, proving all the naysayers wrong. So he just has to do this in the playoffs, right? We can't have him have any type of setbacks or meltdowns, but he'll still bust a lot of 90% of the league's ass. So you know what I'm saying? Uh, Hell, 95 for real, for real. But yeah, Paul George, slightly outside of my top 10 at number 11. Number 10, I got Jimmy Buckets, man. So shout outs to Jimmy. I feel like Jimmy doesn't get the proper props that he deserves. Jimmy Butler is the number 2 wing or backcourt, whatever you want to call defender, two-way player in the league. He embodies all things hard work, that grit, that grind, that Tibbs style. Like that's him. He does that. You know what I'm saying? Like he can really he can pass when you want to pass. His shot is like decent from the 3-point line. He gets to the bucket when he needs to. He is a great leader, right? So Jimmy Butler, Jimmy Buckets, man, how he even got his team, he galvanized his team to upset the teams that they upset in the playoffs, which I called it too. I knew they were gonna because who they beat the Bucks, right, to get to the Eastern Conference Finals or to the finals. I forgot who it was, but I knew it was gonna happen. So Jimmy Butler, he definitely stuck his claim as a top 10 player in this league, getting to the finals. And almost, you know what I'm saying, he would have had Dragic, he would have had Bam. Who's to say that they wouldn't have beat the Lakers? Who's to say? Because those games, it wasn't like every game was like a blowout, right? That's at least how I remember it. So shout out to Jimmy B. Sucks that he couldn't get Giannis because Giannis signed that extension. But hopefully he can get Bradley Beal or maybe even a DeMar DeRozan to join him in Miami next season. All right, number 9, Luka. He's doing historical things young and early in his career. Luka is going to be a monster problem in this league for years to come. Already has more triple doubles than Michael Jordan. With like 10 less years in the league or something like that. Like super crazy. So shout out to Luka. Mavs are always going to be a dangerous team. Mavs are the team that I worry about going up against the Clippers. So yeah, they got everything. As soon as the Clippers get a third, that's a little bit better than Tim Hardaway Jr. Whew. I tell you, they own something. All right, number 8, Dame Dollar. I mean, hey man, what can I say? The bubble MVP turned it all the way up to even put his team on his back to get them into the bubble, into the playoffs. I mean, like Dame showed us he's that guy. All right, he's that guy. Dame is just boy. Dame is the truth, man. Pound for pound, one of the best players in the league. Pound for pound. If he was actually bigger, he could be higher on this list. But hey, I mean, when you get to the top, the top 10, get to the top 10 players, it's about size, skill, and a little bit about the career as well, right? So we're going to see a lot more accomplished players. Starting with AD at number 7. To y'all, it might seem a little low. And I was thinking, is this low? Because, all the ESPN people, they got 2 of the top 5 players in the league. And then I really sat back and thought about it. And I was like, AD played with LeBron and got a ring. I mean, that's really what it is. Like, if I put Joel Embiid on the Lakers, that's a big. And Joel Embiid doesn't get hurt. Do they get the title? Yes. If I put KD on there, do I get the title? Yes. Luka, yes. Giannis, yes. So I had to kind of look at his career, and when you see the guys ahead of him, it's just like this is where it is. This is where it is. AD is a tremendous talent. Uh, Maybe once he wins, Defensive Player of the Year or something like that, he'll get to move up. But I got him at 7. I got him at 7, and that's not to slight him because once you hop in the top 10, there's no slights. You know what I'm saying? But that's just how I feel. He played with LeBron. He got a ring because other than that, he got out the second round one time in the West, and everybody else got out of the second round in the West. So it's not like, oh. But anyway, let's get to it. Number 6, I got Steph Curry. I mean, he's a multi-champion. Somehow doesn't have Finals MVP, but multi-champion, unanimous MVP, revolutionized the game. And a lot of people are saying, oh, he's going to get exposed this year. Warriors aren't going to make the playoffs. And here they are, like the number 6 seed, as I'm recording this video, tied for like 5th. So that's all I can really say. Like, this dude is a low maintenance superstar again. Can move without the ball, has all the accolades, and is still pretty young. So you really can't slight the man. Can't slight the man. This man is the best shooter to ever play the game of basketball. The best shooter to ever play the game of basketball. Sorry, 80. James Harden is my number 5. Shout outs to James Harden. Man, he somehow finessed the whole league into thinking he was a fat boy and came to Brooklyn slim as hell. Dropped a triple-double in his first game versus, I forgot who it even was against. But they won. That's all I remember is they won. I think it was Brooklyn. Not Brooklyn. He is on Brooklyn. The Magic. Yeah, the Magic. What can I say? Can't wait. Like I said, James Harden. He could lead the league in assists a few years. He's one of the best scorers we've ever seen in a game. Again, one of those like people that you just be like ever, like he's 5. He's 5 for me. He's just missing the hardware. If he had hardware, he'd actually be a little higher on the list for real. But let's move on to number 4. Number 4, I got the Claw. And Kawhi Leonard. Multi-champion with multiple teams. Best two-way wing in the league. But he just, kind of fell short in Game 7 last year. And he kind of did a little bit too much low maintenance for me, or whatever maintenance is called, rest maintenance, whatever that thing is called. He did a little bit of it. Load management, there we go. He did a little bit of that too much for me. So he has to play a little bit more so the team can get more chemistry when it's all said and done. But I'm rooting for the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard went to San Diego State, off San Diego. So you know the vibes, man. You know the vibes. I gotta rock with him. I gotta rock with him. I gotta rock with PG because they Cali kids. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Number 3, Giannis. Back-to-back MVP. defensive player as well. Has led the Bucks to the as the best team in the East for the last few years, without really a for sure number two. I don't really consider Middleton a number two. He's more so a number three. Um, and they just hit a wall. Good coaching only works so much. A lot of people like to blame the losses on Giannis, but Giannis's numbers are still excellent. He just really has nobody else that is a baller as opposed to an NBA player that fits a system, if that makes sense. Hopefully, with the addition of Drew Holiday, who is also a really good two-way player who can get his own baskets, his own buckets, that could help the Bucks. But I know if I was Giannis, I'd be super pissed off because KD, Kyrie, and James Harden are on the Nets, and I just don't know if he's. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like even if they would have got that Bogdanovich deal, they need something else. They need somebody else. Just by the game, because the game's actually on right now. It's actually halftime. Just by this game that's going on right now, they're gonna need something else. So they better hope they can get Kevin Porter Jr. from the Cavs or something of that nature because, yeah. Poor Giannis. Number two, hey man, KD man, comes back from an Achilles, averages 30 a game, hasn't slowed down, is now on the best team in the East, or probably in the league. He can play with anybody. He really can. This man can play with anybody. It's going to be it's going to be interesting to see how he manages his fellow co-stars on the Nets. But man, whew, it's going to be fun to see. That's all I'm going to say. It's going to be fun to see the Nets play basketball, and I'm going to be tuned in all the time. And without further ado, the number one player in the league still has his crown, is the king himself, LeBron James. LeBron James. Man, I mean, I don't know how he does it. He's 36 years old. He ain't slowing down. He's just a freaking beast. I think when it's all said and done, LeBron James is probably going to go down as the best athlete to ever play the game of basketball. He's a physical freak. I mean, I know we call Giannis the Greek freak, but I mean, he's just a freak of nature. His longevity is crazy because, we've seen players, play, 18 years before, 20 years ago. I mean, not 20 years ago, 20 seasons, got your Kareems, got your Kobe's, etc. But, like, this dude is still the top basketball player, even at year 18, I think he's in. And even with Kobe stopped being the best player when LeBron probably has been the best player at least the last 8-ish years, 8-9 years probably. So yeah. So y'all do the math on that. Kobe hasn't been the best player in a while. But yeah. Well, at least for the last couple of years, you know what I'm saying? Can't really remember. Let's just say year 15. Just because it sounds nice. But yeah, man. King James, still the king of the league. Can't nobody guard him. Can't nobody defend him for real. So it's gonna see what happens this year, man. I can't wait to see what happens with this. Hopefully all these guys can stay healthy, stay COVID free. And we'll see who ends out on top this year, man. So, if y'all like the video, go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. Till next video, I'm out. It's been your boy DJ. You know the vibes. Aye!